Okay, so this whole scandal where it turns out a bunch of right-wing influencers are being paid by the Kremlin to spew Russian propaganda, it's just the tip of the iceberg because the DOJ released this doppelganger affidavit, and here's page 229, and it lists the campaign topics, what they want these influencers to talk about. And it sounds like the entire Republican Party platform. It sounds like every Republican talking head on Fox. It sounds like all the Republicans in Congress. I mean, listen to these. There's 8 of them. First one. Encroaching universal poverty, record inflation, halting of economic growth, unaffordable prices for food and essential goods, right? Everything's so expensive now. Joe Biden's inflation's off. Everything was so cheap and perfect. That totally sounds like the Republicans. Number 2, risk of job loss for white Americans. Right there. Great replacement theory, anyone? Sounds like the Tucker Carlson show. They're coming for our jobs. All right, number 3, privileges for people of color, perverts, and the disabled. I don't get the disabled. I think I know what they mean by perverts. But this whole privileges for people of color, DEI. It's DEI. Their whole thing is DEI. Number 4, constant lies of the U.S. political party B administration about the real situation in the country, right? That means everything's fake news. Everything that the administration says is fake news because they didn't tell me to think that on Fox, I guess. Number 5, threat of crime coming from people of color and immigrants, right? Our southern border. They're always freaking out about our southern border and crime, and they always have all these statistics about these criminal immigrants that are coming when, give me a break. They barely commit any crimes, especially compared to people that look like me. All right, number 6, overspending on foreign policy and at the expense of interests of white U.S. citizens. Overspending, the deficit. That's classic Republican line. The deficit, the deficit. Even though Republicans always make the deficit blow up every time they're in charge, and Democrats have to come in and clean up after them. Somehow, it's the Democrats' fault. All right, number 7, constant lies to the voters by U.S. political party B in power, right? That's the Joe Biden crime family for you, constant lies. And then number 8, last but not least, America is suffering a defeat despite candidate B efforts. We are being drawn into the war. Our guys will die in Ukraine. Yeah, see, that's the whole, if you elect Kamala, you're going to send us all to World War III. You hear all of them say that too. I mean, this sounds like the entire Republican Party. This sounds like the Tucker Carlson show. This sounds like a Marjorie Taylor Greene fever dream she has on the floor of Congress every time she gets in front of a microphone. And it sounds like every troll in my comments. But here's the deal. There are people getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, to spew this Russian propaganda. But you got a bunch of dumbass Republicans that are doing this for free, that believe all this garbage down to their heart. They've literally been radicalized by Vladimir Putin. They've been brainwashed to believe all this stuff. And this whole scandal with this handful of right-wing influencers, it is just the tip. It is just the beginning because the entire Republican Party from the top down has been compromised, period.